All right, let's get straight to it. 6 things that I learned from 2020. Let's get it. The first thing I learned from 2020 is that you need to invest in your health. We hear a lot of times about how we need to invest in our money, but most importantly, you need to invest in your health. You know, that you need to invest in that more than you invest in your money. We're living in a time where we're seeing a virus, something, that you can't even see, affect the health of so many people. So many people are having breathing issues, they're having ailments, some people are even dying. And to make it worse, they're saying that people with pre-existing health conditions such as asthma, respiratory problems, COPD, if you're overweight, that makes it even worse. And that's bad news for me because I have pre-existing health conditions. And as someone that does have pre-existing health conditions, I want to let you guys know it ain't the business having pre-existing health conditions. It really ain't the business. Invest in your health. Take care of yourself before, you end up having some of these conditions that you have to deal with for a lifetime like I do. Take care of yourself. Take your vitamins. Take your antioxidants. Eat your veggies. Take your supplements. Activate your body and go for a nice little run. Occasionally. Drink your water first thing in the morning and take care of yourself because, man, I'll let you know right now that the life of having health issues and constantly having to go to the hospital, it really ain't the business. Oh yeah, most importantly, man, get health insurance, man. Let me tell y'all a funny story, man. Back in 2015, it was my first year buying health insurance for myself, but I didn't do it voluntarily. The only reason why I bought health insurance was because I was listening to the radio and they said something about if you don't get health insurance by 2015, then you could get arrested or you could get fined or something. I was like, well, I ain't trying to get fined. I ain't trying to get fined. So I went ahead and got some health insurance. Fast forward a couple months later, I went through a nasty health situation where I had to have a very important surgery to save my life. If it wasn't for that surgery, I wouldn't be here. And the crazy thing about it is that if I did not have insurance when that situation happened, I wouldn't be alive right now. So invest in some health insurance because health issues do not discriminate. It doesn't give a damn if you're fat, skinny, black, white, or young, or old. And most importantly, it doesn't care whether you're rich and you got the money or whether you're poor and you don't got the money to pay your bills. It don't care. So, invest in some health insurance. Second thing I learned from 2020, America isn't invincible. I think, as America, for people like me that live in America, it's very easy to take for granted some of the privileges that we have and, and understand how fortunate we are. Except for the fact that this situation is going on around America, easy access to jobs, not having to worry about a shortage of food or water, and just in general being able to be safe from, just terroristic threats. I think it's real easy to take that for granted. We've seen something as little as a virus, take the lives of so many people. I think at the moment it's like 300,000, 400,000, something like that. And just mess up our economy to where a lot of people are out of work. A lot of people are having to go to food banks just so they could put some food on the table. A lot of people weren't even able to get Christmas gifts for their kids, because of the situation that we're in over something as little as a virus. And it shows that, even though, America is such a powerful country that, something as little as this situation could put kinks in its armor. You feel me? I don't say these things to scare you guys, but just, for you to be grateful. There's a lot of things in this country that pisses me off. There's just certain things that gets on my nerves at times about this country and the things that they operate. But, there's no denying that this is one of the better places in the world that you could possibly live in. So for all the Americans watching this, just be thankful and be grateful, man, because trust me, there's a lot of other countries that got it a lot worse. The third thing that I learned from 2020 is to invest your money. The era of putting your money in a tied-ass savings account where it only collects 0.01% interest, essentially just collecting dust, while the inflation rate of the country depreciates that money and makes it lose its value, especially with all the money printing that's been going on this year. It's just not the move anymore. Or at least it never was the move. But I wish I learned a lot earlier. It's unfortunate that it took me this year to know that putting your money into a savings account is pretty much a freaking waste of time. There's so many other places where you could be putting your money where the money could help you make more money. If you got a lump sum of money, you could invest in some real estate, and especially since nobody's really buying homes right now, you'll get low interest rates on it, maybe even a good price. And then, when this economy gets back to 100%, you're definitely going to be able to save those homes for profit and get even more of a lump sum of money. And then also, you can invest in stocks. You could either invest in ETFs, which are pretty much on the safe side. It slowly makes your money grow. Or you can invest in individual company stocks where it's a little bit more risky. You can make a lot of money, but you could also lose a lot of money. So do it wisely. Do your research and invest in individual company stocks wisely. The first stock that I ever invested in was Moderna, which is actually one of the companies that are releasing vaccines right now. And when I bought it at $89, and I did get to a point where I nearly doubled my profit, but then it shot right back down to like around $115 and stuff like that. So it's individual stocks is one of them things where, like I said, you could make some good money, but you also could crash and burn. So choose wisely. Don't waste any time. Invest in something that's going to make you more money. Do not let your money sit in a savings account. You will be doing yourself a serious disservice. Fourth thing that I learned from 2020 is that networking and teamwork is key. It's a damn shame that it took me this long to understand the power of networking, man, because if I started networking a lot earlier and, I was a little bit more eager with working with people and taking up offers and things like that, who knows where I would be right now. Back in July, I ended up meeting my boy Chris Javier. Shout out to my boy Chris. He pretty much made a YouTube networking group where he got a group of YouTubers with the common goal of exchanging knowledge and, just helping each other gain subscribers. And within that time, my subscribers doubled, more than doubled. I only had around 50 subs at the time, and I'm like at 137. Still not that high, but that's besides the point. But the point is that at the time, a little bit before the networking happened, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my channel. I kept on putting up this facade that I personally didn't care whether I popped off on YouTube or not, when deep inside I wanted to. And being a part of a YouTube group, it helped activate me, challenge me, motivate me. Whenever I'm in a little bit of a slump, I get motivated again. I feel activated to make, to make content for you guys, and you see the people in the group and you see their growth, whether it's that they just got 100 subscribers or whether they got, up to 2,000 subscribers like my boy Chris, or whether they got up to like about 50 or 60,000 more subscribers. I have two people in my YouTube network that got at least 50 to 60,000 subscribers within the time being in our group. You know what I mean? So, networking is key, man. And, just with anything, me personally, with this YouTube thing, I don't have anybody much in my real life, to talk to about YouTube. And it's just nice to be in a space where, you can converse with people and talk to people with the same interests as you. And that goes for everything. That's not just specific to YouTube. Whatever interest that you have, I challenge you to go on Facebook, go on Instagram, go on some kind of forum. Find some kind of forum out there and find a group respective to whatever, you have an interest in. Trust me, you never know where it will take you. Fifth thing that I learned from 2020 is that being self-employed is the new flex. It's always been the new flex. I would take self-employment over being employed by somebody any day, but during this pandemic, the importance of being self-employed is more pronounced than ever. We're dealing with a situation where there's a lot of people that were living paycheck to paycheck that relied on an employer, And, you know, a lot of them are getting laid off. A lot of them are getting furloughed. You know, some of these people, some of these jobs had to close down temporarily. And, you know, it's putting a lot of these people that simply relied on that job in a bad situation. And we're also seeing a situation where there was a lot of people that were self-employed, had their own businesses, you know, whether small or big. You know, some of these corporations, such as Amazon and Tesla and Apple and Facebook and Microsoft, they made drastically a large amount of money this year. In other words, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And you know, there's a lot of controversy around multi-billionaires and whether they should have that much money and they should be donating that money and stuff like that. But the way how I look at it, if you can't beat them, join them. You know, it's just nice to be able to put yourself in a situation where you don't rely on an employer. You don't have to wait until every freaking Thursday to get your paycheck. You know, if you choose, you can do some independent contracting work and make that money now. You know what I mean? Technically, I don't know about you, but it's just the most embarrassing situation when, you know, your hours are getting cut because of this situation that's going on, or maybe you were just completely laid off. You know, you're over here waiting around like a dog, waiting for them to boost your hours back up, or waiting for them to open back up, you know, your job to open back up so that you can start making money. You know, that's always been one of the most helpless feelings ever to me. You know what I mean? If I'm in a situation, I've always wanted to have the power that if I wanted to make money now, you know, or I wanted to make some kind of money, you know, I wanted to be able to come out my door, come out my house and do that immediately. You know, I've always wanted to be in that situation. You know, I can't really say that I'm on that self-employed status right now, but hey, you know, maybe if this YouTube thing blow up, maybe if you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe on this video, you feel me, and get me to 1 million subscribers, maybe I could be self-employed. I know y'all got me. Come on, give me to 1 million subscribers, y'all. For real. I have faith in y'all, man. I have faith in y'all. I believe in you guys. But real talk, man. Being self-employed is a new flex, and you know, if you have a good idea, if you have a way to support yourself without the reliance of an employer, that's the way to go. And the last and most important thing that I learned about 2020 is to cherish your family, man. Under regular circumstances, I just feel like the majority of the unconditional love that you get from the world is gonna come from your family. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, after you get married or something like that, then, you know, you might get, you know, the more unconditional love from your wife or your husband or something like that. But before that, I just feel like the majority of the love that you get will be from your family, man. Especially your parents. Let me tell you a true story. So back in March, I got really sick. Now, I can't officially say that I got sick with that stuff because I tested negative, but it damn sure felt like I had that stuff. I damn sure went through nearly everything they said you would go through if you had that stuff. And my mom, you know, which lives 3 hours away from me, she felt the need to come up and see me. Now, keep in mind, my mom is almost 50 years old, and she falls under the description of someone that has pre-existing health conditions. So it technically wouldn't be the smartest idea for her to come up and visit me. And I insisted on that. I'm like, you know, I don't know if that's a good idea, Mom. And she was like, you know, I don't care. You know, I don't care if you got that stuff or not. You know, I just feel this need to come and see you. And you know, if it don't get more unconditional than that, then I don't know what will. That your own mother, you know, that has pre-existing health conditions, that's getting to that age range that, you know, if you did get something, you most likely would go to the severe form of it. You know, and for her to still feel that she felt this need to come see me, you know, it just, you know, it doesn't get more, it doesn't get more unconditional than that. And she did indeed see me. You know, she didn't come in my room for long periods of time, but, you know, she came up, you know, she cooked for me and all that stuff, and then she went back home. And, you know, it really meant a lot to me. It really meant a lot to me, man. So I would just advocate for everyone to keep in touch with their family, remain close, because in the end of the day, you never know when your family's gonna go. You know, you might have some elderly people in your family, and like, you just never know what will happen, you know? So it's nice to keep in touch with them. And, you know, just for the most part, you know, just show your family love and they'll return it to you tenfold, real talk. But that's everything that I learned from 2020. I was gonna make this a rapid fire video where I do this in about less than 5 minutes, but I just felt like for something like this, you know, I just felt like this is something that I needed to take my time with this video and explain why these things were important. Because I feel like these lessons that I learned, you know, it could help you guys out in the real world and really, you know, change your life in some way, shape, or form. So I just want to take my time with y'all and, you know, really let y'all know the important lessons that I learned from this year, because 2020 was a lot to take in, man. This year is gonna be one for the history books, man, and it wasn't easy for any of us, but, you know, I'm just thankful that we're all able to get through here. If you're able to watch this video right now, congratulations. That means you made it to the end of 2020, and I hope that you get to see many, many more years. But with that being said, I want you guys to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll get back with y'all later. Take it easy.